Welcome to the We Share a Common Thread show, sponsored by Jeanne d'Arc Credit Union. I'm Sharon Flaherty, and with me today is Louise Carvalho. She's head of our retirement department. So obviously today we're going to talk about retirement. First of all, what's the first piece of advice you would give someone? I mean, that's a scary topic for a lot of people, retirement. It is for me, and I work in the financial industry, and it still worries me. What would you say to someone who comes in like me and says, where do I begin?
Well, recognizing the fact that you need to begin somewhere is a plus. It's never too late to start saving. Obviously, it will determine possibly how long you're going to work. Instead of, if you had started saving earlier, you would be able to retire earlier. So any time's a good time to start. The younger you start, the more you can amass over a period of years. The thing is to be disciplined. You have to be disciplined in order to start saving for anything.
I'm in trouble.
Well, most of us are. Most of us aren't disciplined. But the rule of thumb that financial planners use is to always pay yourself first. And by that, they mean always set aside something every month, whether it be $10, $15, $50, $100. It's just getting in the habit of saving on a regular basis and not spending all your money, and then if you have something left over, to put that aside.
Do you think people are good about doing that, or do we tend to lean the other way and spend for things we want today and try to ignore tomorrow?
That's the problem pretty much with Americans. We're not known as savers. We're not known as savers since the Great Generation, back before the Depression. And a lot of people since then that have gone through the Depression have experienced that and obviously don't want to be in that position again. So they are savers, even some to the point of saving too much and not spending anything on themselves.
Well, I remember my grandmother, she used to save the little bits of soap at the end, you know, when you'd shower and use it up, and then she'd boil them down and make new bars of soap. Right. I don't see many people doing that today.
No, I don't think you would. I think people today tend to go after what they want. If they want a new TV, then they buy it, and if they can't afford it on their debit card or out of their checking account or savings account, then they'll charge it. Mm-hmm. So that's the problem a lot of people get caught up in, is they amass too much debt and then they don't have the money to save because they're trying to pay their debt off. So
now I've read if you save from, say, age 20 to 30 and stop, you still end up with more money than if you saved from, say, age 35 to 65.
Yeah, you would. Again, you have to be disciplined in order to start that at a young age, when most people in their 20s don't want to think about retirement. But if you start saving at age 25, and of course it depends on the rate of return as well. The example I'm going to give is a rate of return of 8%, which you may see in the stock market, but chances are you won't see in a financial institution these days. But if you start saving at 25 as opposed to 35, there's a difference at age 65 of over $200,000 that has grown through your savings. So that's saving $100 a month. Now, if you start at age 25 and you save $5,000 a year, you amass just about $1 million by the time you're 65. And if you start 10 years later, there's a difference of about $500,000. So there is a significant difference. Obviously, the earlier you start, the better.
Now, I have 2 children. One of them is a saver. You know, she's still in school. She's already has savings. She has